Hey, what's up? A-Aron here, back for my 9th reaction video. I believe this is my 3rd one for Morissette Amon, if I'm not mistaken. And today I'm going to be reacting to Rise Up. And I'm familiar with this song by Andra. It's a beautiful, amazing, inspirational song. So super excited to see how Morissette handles it. And without further ado, let's dive right in, because I don't want to keep you waiting.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we go work it out. Move mountains,
107.5.
we can work it out. Move mountains. I'll rise up and say, and I'll rise up unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Wow, slaying it! That was fantastic! Okay, we've got a lot more here, but there's several things I want to unpack. Once again, Morissette, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful voice. I can listen to it all day long. I totally see why she has such a tremendous following and her successes, obviously, massively global. And I continue to learn more about her. And I know that we got a huge following from the Philippines, so thank you. And so, okay, so I was not expecting it to jump right in. I wasn't ready for that, so I was like, what? Oh, hold on, okay? But just a beautiful start to that, real subtle, precious. And then I noticed, how did the lyric, I have the lyrics up, but yeah, so she played with the merry-go-round, right? She portrayed the concept of living life in a merry-go-round. So what is this song about? It's about, despite the difficulties, the challenges, living life in a merry-go-round, not having control or not having, consistency. And I'm going to rise up. We're going to go get it. And it doesn't matter how many times. It's about persistence, perseverance, right? And so here is broken down and tired, just demonstrating through her vocals and her performance the despair. Vocal fry at the beginning, just broken down and tired. A living life on a merry-go-round, something to that effect. Let's go back and listen to it, but she's just playing right with the lyrics.
You're broken down and tired.
Broken Down has that nice vocal fry, right? A little bit of tension, and just tired as a release. Right out of the gate, you get that tension and release, the very, very first, part of a phrase even, really. And just a beautiful vibrato, just tired, just, I'm done. And then the merry-go-round, watch how she dances around that a little bit.
Of living life on a merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then what I wrote down as well is the timing of the Wish 107.5 was just absolutely horrible. I love what you're doing. I love the Wish Bus. I love that you're sharing this. It's incredible, but the timing is just awful. She's got such a beautiful sound, and then you Wish 107. It's horrible. I'm sorry, but it is.
And you can find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we go work it out. Move mountains,
107.5.
we can work it out.
So, yeah, the timing was bad, but that was done so beautifully. So precious, and she didn't raise her volume too much. Her control of dynamics there is astounding, because that's extremely difficult. But, this is in tune with the original version, Move Mountains, right? So it's the real soft, subtle, subdued mountains. So what is the kind of the metaphor here is that the mountain is the insurmountable obstacle. That's the big thing. But here, the song emphasizes the move, and then mountains, right? In other words, we're going to rise up bigger than those challenges. Metaphorically, it's incredible when you think about that, and her interpretation of that is fantastic. And we're going to hear it multiple times because it repeats. So we'll hear how that changes throughout. I'm really excited to hear that. The other thing is, and I'll rise up like the day, I'll rise unafraid. She can go big, really big, but she chose to not go too big there, which is one of the things I've noticed about Morissette, is that she builds with the song. She continues to build. And here she takes it up a big notch, but not too much. And I want to listen to it again, because I noticed that it sounded like she held that fry, or that distortion, throughout that entire phrase with a beautiful tone. It was like it was layered on top of it. And I don't even know how she did that. It was incredible. Okay, so she actually didn't, but she seamlessly weaved in and out of those cries. Those fries, I'm not sure the proper technical term. I mean, to me, it's a cry. But she weaved in and out of it, where she attacked each note and then right back into it. It was absolutely seamless. So for me, it had the effect that she was essentially crying through it out. Just giving that power, like just all the emotions behind it. I'll rise up. Oh my goodness.
We can walk it out, move mountains. I'll rise up and say, and I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
It's too good.
The silence isn't quiet. It feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying. And I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains. We can walk it out. Move mountains. And I'll rise up the day, and I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. That we have each other, and for that we have each other. Oh.
Yes.
And I rise up, I rise like the day, I'm rising in spite of the ache, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I rise up,
Yeah.
I rise like the day, I rise up in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I rise up, out of the waves. I rise up in spite of the ache, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you, for you, for you, for you.
Exclusive on Wish 1075.
We will rise again and again and again.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so I got a new rating system that we're going to go through here. So I'm super excited. So hang on for that. And there's a lot to unpack, but just absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. One thing I was hoping to see when I hear this song, I always want it to resolve upward. And I'll show you what I mean. And I was hoping she might just interpret it that way. Maybe, I don't know if it's just me, but that's what my ear hears. That's what I want to hear, right? And so let me show you what I'm saying.
For you,
Way up here.
for you, for you.
Exclusive.
Yes.
on Wish.
So for you, I want it to go up. Maybe it's just me, but you know, that is, she is sticking with the original interpretation, but I always hear that. I always want it to resolve upward. And I for some reason, I thought she was gonna, but I guess not. So, the other thing, while I'm kind of talking about maybe ideas or whatever, what I was hoping to get from her and I didn't get. Now, granted, this was a miraculous, incredible, just brilliant performance. So I do not want that, what I'm going to say, take away from that. But would have made it an extra level even more, to me at least, again, my interpretation, is I would have loved to see her actually stand up, to actually rise up and go for it. And I'm sure that they had the capabilities to adjust the audio, maybe record with a different mic or something. With that, I'm sure there's a reason why not, but to me, that's what I felt like would just like launched it even further. I wanted to see her just, you know, I will rise up and just stand up and just, yeah. But her vocals did that. There's no doubt about it. Again, I don't want to detract from her performance. It was brilliant, but I wanted to see that. So anyway, let's back this up a bit. So, so I talked about the building, and I didn't know exactly when it was going to come. I don't know the Andra Day version well enough. I know it's a popular song. I've heard it a lot, but to think about when exactly it plateaued. But I knew it was coming from her, and I don't know if it's consistent with the original or her own choice, but I for sure thought that plateau was going to be on And I Will Rise Up. It'll be right there. But it wasn't. This whole section. And you think, I did, at least, that she just plateaued. Oh, no. No, Morissette has something else in store for you.
Rising in spite of the ache.
This is just beautiful.
And I'll do it 1,000 times again.
Here we go.
Rise up, it's rise up, in spite of the ache.
Building. Building.
Rise up,
We're still
and I'll
building.
do it 1,000 times again.
Here we go. Yes! This year.
Wish Exclusive on Wish
And I
1075.
thought it was done. I did.
We will rise again and again and again.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That last little bit was like you have the most satisfying meal on the planet served by, a 5-star chef, and you are just elated, drinking a glass of wine. And then out comes the chef themselves and serves you this beautiful delicacy of a dessert in front of you. That last little bit was just that precious little touch. And that, I could be wrong. I got to go back and listen to Andra, but I feel like that was all her own. The way she did that, the interpretation, everything. Now, overall, she did stick with a lot of the elements from Andra, which again, from what I've seen from the other couple videos I've done of her, it was very similar in that she only changes subtle things and sticks with the original performance. Obviously, that's an artistic choice, and I respect her for that. She demonstrates with her vocal prowess in her stage presence and her performance that she doesn't need all these antics, that she doesn't need to change so much. She adds her little subtleties, those little choices and subtleties, and just perfection is incredible. Now, something I don't know if I commented on before with her, but her intonation is incredible. Her ability to find the pitch through, small little slides and embellishments and vocal acrobatics, even though we didn't see a ton of that here, is outstanding. Again, her beauty, her smile, her presence. Now, one thing I did notice is the background. Now, let's jump right to a rating system because I want to talk about it there, and I don't want to keep this video forever. And so let's go to the first time we're using this for Morissette. Now, I did this once for Dimash, and I'm going to try to create I have tried to create an objective scoring system to be able to evaluate everything as we go through. Now, it will get better. It will probably change. And it already changed. It's changed quite a bit from the one I did from Dimash because I've already got a nice visual and I've reordered some things. I've actually changed some of the point values and so forth. So, bear with me, and I'm not going to necessarily get this right the first time or even the 10th time, but I will continue to prove, and please do provide feedback. But the intent of this is to be able to objectively say, if we look at the whole thing, right, looking at every aspect of it, how did it fare, right? And again, what each person will have their own interpretation. So it's not intended to replace that. Please hear me. This is my own scoring system. That's it. It's the A-Aron scoring system, right? Okay, cool. So there's 6 different dimensions here. We've got entertainment, quality, value, musical architecture, performance, and presentation. They total up to 100, right? And so you see the max points for each of them. And again, these may adjust. I just, post Dimash interpretation of this, I raised performance from 20 points to 25, for example, and lowered quality down to 10. But 15, 10, 15, 15, 25, 20. Now, we're going to get into each of these respectively. Now, this chart on the right, don't worry about it right now because it's empty, because it's just the max points, but we're going to have Morrison rated next to it as we go through. So we start with entertainment, which is a 15-point total. So this evaluates the music's ability to engage and captivate the audience, measuring its overall appeal and potential for repeated engagement. This dimension focuses on the performance's accessibility and how it maintains the viewer. So does it captivate and hold the attention of the audience throughout the performance? There's no way you could not be engaged to this. Like, I have a hard time believing you couldn't be engaged. Now, one aspect that is more from the presentation piece is you did see the background, people walking by, right? There was the audience engaged with her, but then there were people walking by, and you could argue, well, how are those people not engaged? But to me, that has nothing to do with her captivating and keeping you engaged. There's no reason or no way I could deduct from this. Absolutely 5 point out of 5 point. Replayability. So this measures or attempts to measure the ability that, can I add this to my queue? Can I play it again? Will I listen to it time and time again? Does it serve that purpose? Fantastic performance. How can you not want to continue to add this to your list and play this over and over again? 5 points, no doubt about it. Accessibility. Is it relatable to everybody? Can they understand it even if you don't necessarily speak the language or whatever, which I know, not necessarily from the Philippines, because I think just about everybody speaks English there. I could be wrong in that. Sorry if I am, but I know it's very high population speaks English. So, not just from the Philippines, but globally. I don't feel like you necessarily need to understand the lyrics to actually get her interpretation and the emotional drive. And is there a certain audience that gets isolated or otherwise? Can people that are not a part of her fan base actually identify with that? And again, absolutely accessible to everybody. I don't see how you could have any more points for that. So, entertainment value purely, 15 point total. Congratulations, Morissette, you just got 15. Okay? Quality, total of 10 points. So this focuses on the technical production values of the music and its presentation, including the clarity or intentional ambiguity of lyrics and themes. So audio quality, you see that's higher than the other, right? The audio quality is fantastic, right? Clarity, balance, everything. Except there is that Wish 107.5, and I said it was annoying and it detracted from it. And again, I'm evaluating the whole thing, not just Morissette, the whole thing. Let's be clear on that. I have to deduct a point from this. I have to. That Wish 107.5 and the timing of it was distasteful. Okay? So 3 points for audio quality. Production quality, creativity of production. How well does the lighting, special effects enhance the overall? Does it match the mood and theme? I think the production quality was very high. How well it matches it. I don't feel like it added to it. I almost feel like maybe in the future we could have a 3 point scale, but as it relates to, a 2 point scale, for production, I can't possibly deduct any points for that. It was a fantastic production. Cinematography. Right? So this is the artistic quality and execution of the video recording and the editing. And does it contribute to the storytelling or the mood? Right? Are the camera angles, movements, transitions used creatively and effectively? Does it uphold professional standards? Right? Again, I wasn't wowed by that. But again, I can't detract anything from it. Maybe if we had more there. Now, we do have some creativity points and things to that effect down the road, so maybe it factors into that, but I can't actually deduct from that. Understandability, where the key themes conveyed clearly, or sometimes it's intentional, it's ambiguous, right? If it's intended. Are the lyrics and the themes conveyed, does the artist contribute to that? Does it resonate? Absolutely understandable. So, we have a 10-point scale. I think the quality is a 9. And I know some of you aren't going to like my scoring, and that's okay. I want to hear your feedback, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible. Or entertainment. This is the music's ability to engage and captivate the audience, right? Oh, sorry, wait. What did I skip? I thought so. I was like, wait, didn't we already do entertainment? Apologies, this is new to me. Sorry. Value. Apologies. All right, here we go. This captures the broader, perhaps more subjective impact of the music on the influence, including emotional and thematic depth. Does it have an impact? Can I feel it? Does it messaging? This is 5 points. It evaluates how clearly and effectively the music communicates its intended message or statement. So clearly, it is unambiguous. It's clear. The messaging is clear, and I think that the emotional side and her connection. So I wanted to put this in a way where if somebody's doing a cover or a new arrangement, it still applies, right? The messaging still applies even if it's not an original. Are the lyrics and the visuals aligned in delivering clear communication? Does the music offer a unique and powerful perspective or a statement, right? The emotions raised. Well, we talked about her interpretation early on about the, hold on, I can go back to my notes, but yeah, the very first lyrics, you're broken down and tired, how she danced around that, living life on a merry-go-round. Right from the get-go, she absolutely did a lot of that. Again, I would have liked to see that rise up or something to that effect, but she definitely delivered that powerful, and I feel like it was in alignment with the messaging for sure. The impact, the influence, the ability to influence or affect. I absolutely feel like this is a workout song to me. Like if I'm exercising, I want to listen, I want to go out there, I want to rise up and go after it. It absolutely leaves you that feeling. And her edginess at times and sweetness and so forth absolutely lend to that. Perfection there. Impact is huge. The theme, right? So this just reviews the central topics or ideas or motives explored and how are they developed. And to me, a big part of this is obstacles and growing. And I feel like she almost can, and I love the Andra Day performance. I love it. It's fantastic. I don't want to take it down. It's beautiful. It's a reason it's so powerful. And there's a reason it's so popular. But I feel like Morissette actually grew that theme of rising up and getting more momentum better than Andra Day. And so as it relates to value, perfection, absolutely a 15. Okay, musical architecture. So this is a look at the construction and delivery of the music itself. Technical aspects, structure, instrumentation, creative decisions, the adaptation, right? The actual musicians. And so we're looking at things like the background singers, the chorus, and just the instrumentation and the balance of that and how it's structured, and just the overall composition itself, right? And so the structure, I think that it was very poetic and it builds, and we know that. And so when it comes to the adaptation and the interpretation, her choice to not change that, I think is what makes that structure perfect. And so she didn't actually change that. She recognized that it was already fantastic, and that's powerful. Instrumentation, so it's just her singing, and that's clearly what we're trying to convey. And the question is, does it make sense? Well, Andra Day original was like that. It was, there was the lead vocalist in your face, and of course we're trying to feature Morissette, but the lyrics as well, I'll rise up. Now the other thing, she talks about you and the other person, and I'll lift you up, and it would be cool to hear that with like a duet or the other side of it. But she's maintaining the original feel and sentiment of that, and I think that's outstanding. Her adaptation, I think that for sure she adapted it well, especially in that scenario. Creativity, just all those little subtles of the feeling and the emotion, brilliant. How can you deduct from that? Alignment, is the choices supported in alignment with the messaging and the structure? There's no doubt about it. We've already talked about that. In the presentation, honestly, I feel like we can deduct one here because I didn't get the feeling in the presentation. Her, yes, but in terms of the bus and the so forth, I would have loved maybe somebody from the audience to rise up. I didn't feel like the actual filming added to the alignment of the presentation itself, to the messaging and these aspects of it. Maybe that falls under cinematography. We might move it, but how effectively do the musical elements align with the visual or performance? Sorry, yeah, I'm getting into cinematography. So from a musical perspective, even though I did this, it's still new to me, so apologies. And it's a lot, right? Yeah, okay, so from a musical presentation, yes, it's perfect. So I think we are going to deduct some during the cinematography piece. But, talent, does she showcase? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Amazing. So musical architecture, 15. Performance. Oh, come on, get out. Technique and execution. I don't even need to read through this. Really. Perfect. Expressiveness, emotion. Yes. absolutely, again, I would have liked to see more of that in her maybe facial gestures and stuff, but her singing and her performance was fantastic. Yeah. Stage presence. Sorry, let's scroll down a little bit. The ability to perform it to command and attention. Oh, definitely had that. Physical movement, facial. Does the stage presence add to the overall impact? Absolutely. And then artistic interpretation. Like, just brilliant across the board. Just brilliant. Presentation. Okay, so this is a big one, 20 points. So we're looking at parody, right? The presentation, eye to ear parody. So what I see, does that match what I hear? Right? Does the visual content in the video enhance or detract from the music? Yeah, honestly, the eye-ear parody, I've got to deduct one from that. And I think the messaging as well. It's not adding to it. And I was really annoyed by, I get that they want to show that it's casual and there's just people walking by. But there were multiple glimpses of that actually detracted from me. Like, I feel like it actually did not add value. It detracted from it. And so that eye-ear parody, and as well as the visibility and the messaging, were lost there a little bit. I didn't see the audience getting into it. They were just there to me. They were engaged, but they didn't get into it. I feel like there was more to be had there. The value to everything else. So yeah, I feel like this is actually a 4 points out of 6. And again, hate me for it, but I'm just trying to be objective here. Stage presentation. How effectively is the stage utilized by performance? Does it set up overall clarity and performance? It's just her with the mic and she's right there in the face. I would have liked to see, I've said it multiple times and I feel like I gotta mention it. I would have liked to see her stand up or get more into it. If we're gonna have a high bar, I feel like I gotta deduct one from that as well. So we're down 3 points for this one so far. Cinematography, video, camera work, editing, storytelling, camera angles. The people walking by, again, you may disagree with me, but this is how I feel. 4 for that. Visual creativity, visual effects, lighting, innovation. I don't feel like there was any real creativity there with it, but it's consistent with what we've expected to see from the Wish Bus, right? And for that aspect, I don't feel like we can actually deduct from it. I feel like this creativity is almost like if necessary or if appropriate. And that actually is part of the engagement as well, if appropriate. And actually, now that I remember that I had done that, I think I'm going to deduct one from the engagement, audience engagement, and add it back there. So we're down 4 points out of this 20. So this is a 16 overall. So overall, this is a 95 out of 100, which is obviously fantastic. And clearly it has nothing to do with her performance. But I think the filming of it and the audio with the Wish and so forth could have done a better job. Otherwise, another fantastic performance, Morissette. I love you. You're awesome. I look forward to more. One last thing, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And also, for the first time, I've posted the ability, if you want to contribute, help this channel grow. There's the ability for you to buy me a coffee in there. So please go ahead and feel free to do that. Otherwise, thank you very much. Love your reactions. Keep it coming. Look forward to it and see you in the next one.